does that mean?
Where's my sheet?
This whole thing.
Oh,
What is it?
I don't think, yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that means.
Okay, so.
Just talk about the quorum.
Let me,
Sorry.
one moment, please.
Something on the agenda we're
I
not
need a
sure
little
of.
clarification.
How come Holly's not on here?
She is, she's standing right there.
Oh, I know.
Because we're waiting on something. Oh, you just talk about your committees, just click on it says. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this agenda.
Yeah, who made this?
I didn't. But it'll be different next year if I'm still on the board.
I think we can count on it. This agenda. It says election.
This one. Oh, it's right there. That's an extra one.
It's got Spencer's on it. Yeah. Start with the, I don't see it. You? With him not here, she probably moved. I don't think she's. Nothing's standing.
Yep.
Well, it's a lovely day.
Okay, I didn't know what I. Okay, I'm back. So nobody wants to pay attention anymore, okay. So we have the appointment of the inspectors of the elections, which is the greeters. I think I gotta go through that. The greeters, which are Maddie Gideon, Maureen Persante, Joanne Balestra, Diane Kaminsky, and Mary Walsh. So the judges are Pam Kabansky, Pat Marjoni, and Deb South. Counters, Franny Lee, Diane McGee, Joan Young, Mary Schaefer, Lori Murphy, Paula DeBella, Jean Sawicki, Sue Andrews, Joe Trahan, and Cynthia Trahan. And securities, Joe Roberts. Do I have to name all the directors running? Is that what I'm doing?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that we do have a quorum now. So we have 278, the quorum is in the lower 270s.
256.
And she said no, it was higher, she said.
Oh.
Okay. Proof of notice of meeting. What the hell? What's the proof of notice of meeting?
Just go to the minutes.
Okay, so now we're gonna, approve the minutes for the previous, is it the previous?
Owners
2020.
Annual meeting.
The annual meeting from 2025, March 1st, 2025. Anyone want to make a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the KMC Annual Owners Meeting from March 1st of 2025.
I'll second it.
Okay. Joe?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Kim is a yes. Sabrina?
Yes.
Brenda?
Yes.
Eileen?
Yes.
All approved, motion carries.
Okay, now we have the reports from the officers. I'm going to start with, actually, basically it'll be just what we want to say pretty much report. So I'm going to start off with saying that I can't believe we're at another annual meeting. The year went by pretty quick. I would like to thank this whole board for all the great service that they have done. You guys, you all have your heart in it, and everybody carries their weight and does what they need to do, and it shows. The talent and skill levels all complement each other, and I expect that the next board will be the same in that way. They'll carry on and they will complement each other and work good together. I want to thank Dick for your service. You will be missed. You added a different perspective to the board, which we did need. Yeah. I'd also like to thank all the committees that contributed so much. I want to thank Holly and Danny, which are part of Watson. They've helped me out a lot, and sometimes I ask them for advice on different things regarding how I should do some of the things, because that's what a management company's for, but I have found them to be helpful for me. Also, I'd like to thank all the volunteers. There's so many of them, besides all the committees, and we also have volunteers that just go out and do different things around here. All you volunteers that are on all the committees, and all the volunteers that are off doing all the different things on your own. You are the reason this place is so special. You're the reason why I love it so much. It's that community thing. It's awesome, and it's really makes this place great. So now I'm going to recap 2025, all the stuff that we did in 2025. We lowered your HOAs. Yeah. And we started talking about lowering the token cost, but we didn't do them till 2026, but it started then. We established quiet hours that follow Martin County ordinances. Scooters, we established a new process to keep them off of the common grounds. Lift stations, we ended up getting a new contractor, which provided much better service, and also there's all kinds of laws and different records that have to be kept, and this particular new company started keeping these records. We purchased 2 new washers and 5 dryers. 10 roofs were replaced. Carpeting was replaced at the clubhouse. Also, at the yacht club, the parking lot was striped for safety purposes. We got a new fridge and pavers we got. Also, we had part of the special assessment, the 10 building catwalks were completed, and the buildings were also completely painted, which that was done out of reserves. Basin 1 had a little irrigation. It had an irrigation erosion problem from a leak. That got repaired, and also the basin got repaired. The side of it got fixed. Basin 3 got a new wall, and next week irrigation is supposedly starting, and then also the sod will go in right after that. Centricon bait stations were put in at 49 buildings and 2 clubhouses, and the purpose of this is to keep away those nasty little subterranean termites. We also have a plan in place. There was a study going on about the deep wells, what's the problem with the deep well, and what needs to be done. It turns out that we are going to be replacing the deep well. So that's starting in 26, starting pretty soon, but we planned that out back in 2025. Also, I'd like to thank Kim because we implemented electronic voting. We'll see how that works out and what happens with that next year. Also, I have a little presentation regarding the costs that we spent for all the projects that we were doing.
You want some help?
Yeah, I probably will. There's been a lot of rumors going around about we overspent on this, we overspent 300,000, and I keep explaining it at every meeting that we're not. We went over like around $50,000, but the rumors persist. So now we're gonna, I'm gonna chart out and show you exactly what everything is. Thanks. All right, so I'm going to start with the most expensive, I think it was the most expensive part of the special assessment, which was the building project, the first 10 buildings, phase 1. So we'll start off with the bids. We had 4 bids, one of them, and they asked us, people asked us, because at the, when we had CSM here, it was thought that they did the whole bidding and we had no input. We did have input. We had asked them, not AAA, but Watson told us about a company Chosen that has a very good reputation, does very good work. So we had asked them to also put in their bid. And also, just so you all know, we interviewed everybody. And we interviewed them a couple of times and we tried to bid them down. So it wasn't just we got these bids and we're off, you know, our hands were off. So you had AAA that came in at $457, and later on they gave us a $5,000 discount off of that price, so it came down to $452. Golden came in at $432,557. Golden was lower, but Golden had a lot of add-ons that they were going to do that were not included in this. And whenever you get a bid and they don't have everything in there, you're going to be change ordered to death, and you're going to end up paying even more than you bargained for. And plus, they didn't interview well. We didn't feel comfortable with some of their answers and various things. And then we asked them to come back with a bid, and I think they didn't come back, right? Okay. So Daniello came in at $499,916, and Chosen, the one that we thought was going to be great, ended up coming in at $1,015,263. Chosen, yeah. So Chosen was not chosen. Yeah. So, and the buildings we wanted to do, and these are the costs without the contingency and CSM. Phase 1 buildings were building 1, 2, 11, 12, 13, 15, 14, 29, 43, and 49. Okay, now we got the assessment. So even though I wrote Chosen here, Chosen's not the one. So AAA was the bid we chose. Like I said before, they reduced their price by $5,000. So the contract, this is how we came up with our assessment figure. And if you go back to your assessment, you'll see it was made up of 3 figures. The first one was $731,253. So you had your bid that was reduced, the one I showed you before, to $452,300. The contingency, which was 50% per what we were told we should do. We could have gone lower, but had we gone lower, we would have had to come back to you with another special assessment. Because these were the 10 worst buildings, we were counseled by CSM that we should put 50% aside. And according to rumors or things people were thinking, CSM did not notify the vendor that we had a 50% contingency. We did not give them an open checkbook. So The contingency at 50% was $228,650. Now CSM, I didn't write 11%, but CSM was 11% of the contract. So CSM's price ended up being $50,303. And I believe whatever you ended up spending, if we ended up spending more, they would get 11% of whatever we spent, is how it works. So when we did the special assessment was based on $731,253. Yeah, and I told you that's what was used. Now, these are the actual costs. So I had 731,000 up there before. So we went up to, okay, yeah, so the cost that we paid AAA, because, and this includes repairs and change orders. So there was one building that needed some work done to the railing and really had a lot of problems. In fact, that's your building, and that one was the last one done. First one started, last one done. So, and there were things that ended up being worse than what they were. And all these pictures, you can go online, and they're all in our MYCC Stewart website. You can look at every single thing. It has from beginning to middle to end, how they did everything. So, the repairs, and the repair was the catwalk that got walked on, the 2 catwalks that got walked on. That was an additional $14,000. I'll get to that anyway. But here's our overage. This is what we went over. Here's the $731,253, but I'll go through it again. So the total cost to AAA that was paid with change orders and repairs and everything, and obviously that figure now is, it has in there the contingency, was $697,195. We didn't take into account that the electrical in the buildings wouldn't be adequate for their equipment. So we needed to get Reisner Electric. They needed whips, and I don't know what else do you call that? I don't know. They needed whips and other more, it wasn't adequate electrical. So in order to get the adequate electrical, that was an additional cost of $9,852. This assessment that's coming up will include something for that. CSM Engineering, we ended up paying them, which was 11%, $73,124. So that brought the whole contract that we paid for the buildings to $171,000. And like I said, the special assessment was for $731,253. We went over $48,918. We didn't go over 300,000, as was said, and we didn't have a. There's a rumor out there that with that 50% contingency that I showed you before, we also added in an additional 60% contingency. No, we didn't. So, and yeah. Now we'll talk about the basin. Or any questions on, well, I'll wait till after. Okay, now we're talking about Basin 3. So we got 3 bids on Basin 3. First one was America Strong, $436,320. Then TCBI, that I think that's Treasure Coast. Treasure Coast Barge was $500,000. Then we got this Megalodon for $212,751. Now, you would say we should have accepted that one, but that one had nothing in it. It was bare bones. It would have been, right? It would have, it would have been change order city, and it's just a bid to get in the door, and then we would have gotten clobbered. We don't know what we would have spent.
That would have been an open checkbook.
Yeah, that one would have been the open checkbook. So this one ended up being great. They took into account almost everything that would have needed to be done with, we didn't hardly need any change orders. Yeah.
We had 11,000 or something.
Yeah, there was a couple things that ended up being needed that were missed, but for the most part, it was a really good bid. Now the assessment, so we ended up picking America Strong. There's the 436,320. We added a 20% contingency because you need a contingency. You never know what's going to happen. The contingency was $87,264, bringing the total for that to $523,585, and that's what that's what was included on the special assessment as the figure for the pond, or for the Basin 3. Okay, now the actual costs. The actual cost, because we spend a little over, so you see there the contract was for $436,320. We actually spent for $451,963, and we needed some Reisner electrical work in the pond.
Correct.
Yeah. It wasn't included. We didn't know it was going to need to be done, so that was for $2,324. And the sod, and Carlos, that was a sod on Basin. It's Basin 3, but it's around hole 2. Remember how we put the sod there? So that's the cost for that sod. So it brought the whole thing, the whole cost up to $465,557. The difference is $58,028 that we're under. So we saved money on this. We saved the contingency. Now this contingency, we didn't take into account the work afterwards, that we had to do the more sod, and that we had to do the the irrigation. So we voted last meeting, or the meeting before, we voted to transfer the money from the contingency that was saved into being used to fix the irrigation and the sod. And the irrigation is coming through at about $5,000. So that's, that's going to be a pretty good price, and the sod's going to be around $18,000. So there'll be money left over from that, which will then be used to fund something else out of these things, or being used for the new project. That's it for my presentation. And the other thing was the Centricons. The Centricons were $31,110, and that's what it was on the button, so there's nothing to say about that one. But those are, so this contract was underspent, and the other contract was overspent, and actually they almost even themselves out, but we want you all to know. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, so no 300, don't listen when you hear it was over $300,000 and we had a 110% contingency. We didn't do that. We would never do that. And the other thing is, there are a lot of rumors going around. There's one I sent out an email blast on. I would never, and nobody on the board would ever tell anybody that they are not allowed to speak at a board meeting. You don't have to sign up anymore at a board meeting. You don't sign up, you just come and you speak. Whenever, it's time to come up, you raise your hand, and we let everybody say what they have to say. And there's no way that I can stop an adult male and tell him, look, you can't
You're still on. That you,
I don't hear, it does,
There it
that you can't come to the meeting. So if anybody tells you that I stopped them, I did not stop them. It's a lie. Does anybody have any comments on anything we discussed so far? I think CSM discussed the warranties at the meeting. I don't remember what they were offhand. I didn't like.
it was 10 years. Do you know, Holly? Warranty?
Yeah.
For the finishes on the buildings, the warranties.
10 years.
10 years, and then it can get repaired. It's not like you have to start from scratch, is what they were saying at the CSM, at the last board meeting when we had CSM.
Oh, Diane's got something. You get to come up, Diane.
Yes, you guys all have to come up because we have to broadcast to everybody. They have to see your pretty faces.
And her bocce prowess.
Yes.
Okay, I came up because I have two things to say.
Name and unit.
Oh, I'm sorry. In
We
case
don't
no
know
one
who
knows
you
me.
are.
I am Diane McIntyre from 29E, and I'm coming closer, Chris. Okay, the two reasons I'm coming up here is, one, I was on the board. It's a heck of a job. It's a great learning experience, but this board has done above and beyond everything. Okay.
Thank you, Diane.
And for anybody who doesn't believe that, after this presentation, you have to be fairly stupid.
Do any other board members have anything they want to add, or any presentations they want to do, or anything?
Go ahead. You want me to
I'll
go
be
first?
next.
I'll take this. Okay. I just want to give a couple of committee updates. Is that okay?
Yep.
The communication committee, okay? We're working diligently to keep the website up to date. Nilsa has done a great job with the calendar. We're trying to keep, make sure everything's up to date on that. Please go out and look at it. Please provide us feedback. We'd like that to be one of the stops that you can make to find information. And we need your input if we're doing something wrong. We're adding all the reports, all the contracts are all out there, like Sabrina just stated. If you go out there, you look under reports, I think it's under engineering reports, you can go and see the same reports the board gets. It shows pictures of what they did on the buildings. If you want to know what they fixed on your building, go out there, look at it. If you have any questions, give us a call. The Rules Committee, and by the way, for those of you on the Rules Committee, I will be having a meeting in the next couple of weeks, if I'm still on the board. Just saying. We spent a lot of time. I'd like to thank my Rules Committee. They are so good. We spent so much time this year working on updating the document. For those of you that don't know, there is a new rules book. I believe we have them I know we have them in the office. It's also online if you ever have any questions. But we spent all summer redoing that document. We got it all set up so it's now has all the Florida statute rules in it. It has our bylaws are very outdated as in regards to who can stay in your condo as far as family. It basically says a husband and wife and your kids. Well, we all know that's not allowed anymore because the world has changed. So we have updated the rules book to really correspond to what the real rules are in life, not just what's in the bylaws, based on federal housing laws and Florida state laws. And we're gonna revisit this laundry room thing, so I don't want everybody up in a tizzy about the laundry rooms. The meeting that I have, the first meeting I have here in the next couple weeks, we will be talking about the laundry rooms and what we can do with that. The annual meeting. I know they're all in the glass room and they're all up there, and this annual meeting team has been amazing. Judy has done a great job, all her volunteers, the check-in process, the e-voting, everything has gone off without a hitch. Thanks to Holly for all her work, and Danny, getting everything printed, getting it in here, everything just, I don't think there were a lot of questions like there were last year where we had yellow envelopes and green envelopes, and what do we do with these? So I'd just like to thank that team. They have done a fantastic job. E-voting, Holly was the lead on our e-voting. We had 75 residents sign up. 70 actually voted. We figured out it costs approximately $1.50 per vote, per unit, for us to do a manual vote. So save us some money next year, sign up for e-voting. The consents are up on the wall, up on the, in the information center, and save us a couple bucks if you do it. Talk to some people around here that did the e-voting. Unbelievably simple. You get an email, you click on it, you go on your phone, you click a couple of, you do your vote for your directors, you do your vote for the ballot proposals, and close it out, and it's so easy. I did it on my phone. It took me literally 3 minutes. So if you want to sign up for e-voting for next year, go up and fill out a e-voting consent form. That's all I got. Any questions? Any questions?
I'll just say one thing. It's been an interesting 2 years. Much of it unexpected. But I've enjoyed every one of these folks up here sitting with me. They've been great, and they've been very accommodating and patient with me. And thank you very much.
Okay. So with that being said from Dick,
Oh, yes.
we bought you something to think of us, because we know you're going to miss us so bad, and you're going to hate missing our emails and our texts, and so that's for you.
Oh,
Think of us while you're having a
You didn't put anything in it.
no, you gotta read. No, open it.
Pull it out, pull it out.
You gotta read it.
Retired, 2026, not my problem anymore. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We don't want you to forget us.
Yeah. Anyone else on the
I
board?
do.
I do.
First off, I'll talk about the interview committee.
Gotta get closer, Brenda. Just pull it. There you go. There you go.
I'll talk about the interview committee. I'm the liaison for that committee.
Yeah, she wants you to talk into it.
What the hell? If it gets any closer. Can you hear me now? The interview committee. Just to give you a little heads up, they've got some nice new members. Pam Denny is the chair. As of January 1st to February 28th, 16 units were sold. This week alone, 2 interviews were on for 2 more owners. So these units are selling. There aren't that many out there, maybe 10, 12. Averaging 63,000 to 156,000. So depending on what you have, how updated it is, and if it's downstairs. That's the interview committee. Maura has asked me, also I am liaison for that, to read this to you. Sorry. Good afternoon. I'm proud to share an update on Mora for the 25-26 season. This year, Mora has taken an active role in raising funds to support the yacht club replacement flooring, along with other important high-ticket items, including new barbecue replacements that serve our entire community. These are lasting improvements. Oh, shoot. These are lasting improvements that benefit everyone. Just as importantly, Mora set a clear intention at the start of this season to bring our community back to harmony. Every committee under the Mora umbrella committed to operating with teamwork, respect, and positivity. We made a conscious decision to move away from negativity and focus on solutions, collaboration, and forward progress. Today's barbecue, on the break, at our annual Duck Derby are more than just events. They are examples of what happens when community works together. All proceeds are going directly toward the flooring project, and support we are seeing is a reflection of the strength of this community. Mora wants to recognize the committees and groups under their umbrella. They operate efficiently, responsibly, and with pride. Most of all, they want to acknowledge their volunteers and community members, which we couldn't do anything without them. Your time, energy, and continued support are what makes these efforts successful. Mora is committed to improvement, unity, and stewardship of our club's future. And Mora is grateful for this community and are proud of what they are accomplishing together. So that was written by the Committee of Mora. That's all.
Okay, I'm challenged by my shortness. I can't see these people over here, so I'm going to stand up. I just want to thank the committees that I am part of, the finance, the investment, and the budget committees. We work very hard to try to keep costs within our range. We have a lot of capital projects coming up. It costs a lot of money, so you know, we try to keep our expenses low, but expenses keep rising, and we have to cover those costs. And I particularly want to thank Keith. Where is he? Where'd he go? Keith. I saw him earlier. Okay. He has done so much work for our community, and we all need to thank him, give him a pat on the back. So.
Activities, comedy night. Tickets will be sold March 12th, 3 to 4, and March 16th. The 12th is a Thursday, the 16th a Monday, and that will be 11 to 12. And trivia tickets will be also on sale March 10th, 1 to 3. Okay.
Anything else? Yeah. Anybody else? Okay.
This past year has been more work than I thought it was going to be, but it's also been a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be for those of you that might consider next year. I especially want to thank Holly and Danny, who have made this year for me as easy as it could be. And the board, as everyone has said, has worked together very well. But I'd also like to thank the owners for the input and the work orders and the complaints. If we're not doing something right that you don't like, let us know. Don't talk to your neighbor, talk to a board member and let us know. I look forward to the next year and the future of Monterey. I did also want to talk about the landscape committee. A lot of the landscaping here looks pretty bad. The freeze really hit us hard. There's a lot of plants out there that are going to need some severe pruning. There are going to be some that are going to have to be replaced. Orlando Landscape is going to be working on it. Carlos is going to be working on it. The Landscape Committee is going to be working on it. We're going to start, myself and a couple volunteers are going to start out along Palm City Road and take care of that and then work our way in. And Orlando and Carlos will be doing a lot of the work inside. It will take a while. There's going to be some plants, again, that we're going to cut back and try and save. They might look a little haggard, but we just don't want to have to replace everything that had any freeze damage. We just don't have the money for it. So be patient with us. Please don't take it upon yourself to pull things out. We won't know what needs to go in or what we can replace. So if you'd like to help, please give me a call. Love to have a few more bodies out, doing some digging and planting and pruning and trimming. So thank you all.
Anyone else? Any more board comments or? No? Okay.
You ready to adjourn?
Oh, you won't, okay.
Just to let you know, they're selling hamburgers and hot dogs out under the tent while the duck race is going on. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was next. Owner comments. Anybody that wants to come up after Sue's done.
Brenda was my bocce partner, but anyway.
I love it.
I'm Sue Kratz, I live in 10J, and I just want to say I moved here in 2014, and it was a absolutely beautiful community. Everybody was united. We all had fun. Now, it could be because I was new, and I didn't hear rumors that went around, but what I want to say is, when people start signing petitions or putting petitions and saying things that are not true, it undermines the board that we elected. And when we elect a board, we are electing them to serve our best interests. So once we do that, you don't undermine your board, you go to them directly. They've done a fabulous job, and frankly, it gets the community more and more divided, and that's not what we're here for. We're here to have a good time and not spread rumors. Thank you very much.
That's why we're here.
Any more owner comments? The floor is open.
Trip.
Hi, Trip.
Trip Causey, 11D. I appreciate this forum because you get to bring things up. Like last time, I think I brought up the speeding and everything else, and now I'm only getting run over about half his time. So I appreciate it. So here's my thing for today. I noticed just yesterday that on this porch out here, it's full of ashes. So there's smoking going on. I guess cigar smoking. I don't know if it's a cigar lounge out there on this front porch out this back door. But it's
really?
full of ashes, it looks trashy. And so if it's a smoking area, we should provide ashtrays. It is a fire hazard because there are cushions out there. If it's not a smoking area, then we should ask the people that are doing that to maybe go somewhere else.
Yes,
So, at any rate.
we will monitor that closely.
Okay, I appreciate it, because it's really
Thank
a fire
you.
hazard, so.
Yeah.
And I'm not against smoke, I mean, I don't smoke, but I'm not against it. I know you guys smoke cigars and that sort
Yeah,
of thing. but
usually
it is-
they're out by the pool area.
Yeah, it's the whole porch is actually trashed out there.
You're talking about
The
out
one
that way?
Outside the
Okay,
classroom.
that door,
all right.
The back door.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
that's-
Denver understood why
anyway.
they had furniture out there.
So I appreciate that, and my only other thing is, along with the flooring at the yacht club, I would hope we would think about a new sound system. I think,
There is a new one over there.
well, we should learn how to use it, because the last couple of events I've been to haven't been so stellar in that area. So I'm just saying, if there's some fine tuning, maybe it ought to have its own Wi-Fi if that's a problem getting things done. But you can do that, get your own Wi-Fi in that area with the separate. Anyway, so that's all my things. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Quiet group.
Okay, so maybe it's time to recess, or what's the other word?
What do we do, suspend, Holly?
Suspend. Can someone make a motion to suspend the meeting and then we return at
Go
4,
for it,
is
Dick.
it?
All right.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we suspend the meeting until 4 PM.
I'll second that motion.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Got it.
Meeting suspended
Duck races.
till 4.
I gotta go.
Let
home
the
and
fun
change my
begin.
mind. I know, and I'm one of the duck pushers.
Thank you very much for the
I do too. I do too.